In this video lecture, we're going to look at pointers in C programming language. Okay, so most of the time you might have seen me introduce X-Theories in my programming, and you might ask me what is the use of X-Theories. So in C programming, these are called pointers. It's just normal X-Theories that are used in multiplication, and this is an X-Theories that is in your keyboard. So whenever you introduce that in your programming language, especially in variables, you are introducing a pointer. So a pointer is simply a variable whose value is the address of another variable. Let's say, for instance, I initialize a variable and I'm going to call that int xyz. Okay, so this variable is called int xyz, and let's assign the value of 10 to this variable xyz. Now I want to create a pointer. I can go here and create int X-Theories. With introduction of X-Theories right here, I'm introducing a pointer. I can call that pt, or you can limit anything. And let's go here and put a semicolon right there. So now I have introduced a pointer, and there, or I have declared a pointer as a variable now. What I want to do now is, I want to store the address of the variable xyz in the pointer variable pt. For me to do that, I'll go here and say pt is equal to xyz and put a semicolon. So now I have transferred the address of the variable xyz right inside the address of pt. That means this we have the same address. Now, if you want to check it out, let's go here and print out the address of this variable xyz. So I'm going to set the address of variable xyz. So the address of variable xyz is %x. So whenever you use x, you use x to print out an address of a memory location. So for you to do that, go ahead and input xyz and put a semicolon at the end. Now let's go ahead and run this code and check it out. I hope everything been okay. So the address of xyz is A. Could that be possible? No. The address is not A. So what happened actually is that for me to transfer the address of xyz to the pointer address, I have to introduce AND. So the AND sign, which I introduced right now, is going to point the address of xyz and transfer that to the address of pointer pt. So over here, I will introduce the AND sign right here, and let's run this code now and check it out again. So this is the correct address of this. So the correct address of variable xyz, which is 60FF08. So let's go ahead and close this, and let's print out the address of pt, and it's going to see that that's the same. So I'll copy this and I'll paste that right here. So if I should do that, I'll introduce this to go to the next line, move to the next line, and let this also move to the next line. And I'm going to change this to the address of the variable pt. And let this be pt. So I'm going to remove the AND right in front of the pointer, because the pointer doesn't need to have the AND except the variable whose address we're transferring to the pointer. Let's go ahead and run this code and check that out. So you can see that the address of variable xyz is the same as the address of a pointer PT. The of just the same 60FF08. Now let's go ahead and close this, and let's go ahead and print out the value of PT. So the value of PT will be 10 and not, because it is having the value of XYZ right in there. Let's go ahead and say print F, and we'll set the value of PT is %D. So the value of PT is %D, or the value of pointer. Go ahead and introduce the asterisk right inside the F. So the value of pointer PT is %D, and let this move to the next line, and come down here and introduce, let's go that, pointer PT. So in this case, you go ahead and introduce pointer PT and put a semicolon at the end, and let's run this code and check that out. So you can see that the value of pointer PT, that is asterisk PT, is 10. Can you see that? So this is what we have. Go ahead and close this. So this is our first introduction and into pointer in C programming language. We're going to meet more of that as we move on into the course, and it's going to be interesting if you pay attention and follow this step by step. So go ahead and put this down and make sure you have something looking good like mine. And in case if you have any question in this video lecture, please use the question and answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture.